let's consider the fact that we have 2 more suspects arraigned by the EFCC, and now on 6 counts charge, which also includes forgery, falsification of documents. And how would you assess this 6 count charges now?
In this same country, someone was charged 100 and something count charge. You understand? A long list of charges. But the long and short of it is that crime is alleged to have been committed. You understand? Money is alleged to be missing. And this, to us, that is why we feel so sad about this, because we go all out every day. Nigeria go cap in hand to all these international funding agencies.
Now, my question is this, permit me. What should be the starting point for this crusade of justice?
Of course, this is the starting point. The starting point is getting to, as it is a good starting point. We always have good starting points. But the problem is we end up badly. It is not about, look, band, I don't want to sensationalize it. The idea of somebody sleeping in the cell for 1 day or 2, and we think that is all about justice, is a mockery of it. If all I have to take as punishment is to stay in the cell for 48 hours for stealing billions of naira, don't you think that it's becoming profitable to just endure it? And,
I think you're misunderstanding what my colleague said earlier. I mean, what he said earlier, they had been granted bail, but they have not been able to meet their bail conditions because they're pretty stiff. And because of that, they have slept in the cell for the last, not because, that is not the judgment. They haven't been convicted yet. They are still facing trial, as it were. But doesn't it send a message that it doesn't matter the son or daughter of whom you are, if you haven't met your bail conditions, you have to follow the law?
What we believe, what we say, are essentially what we know. They are informed by what chemistry of person you are made. I, as a person, have been locked up. You understand?
Was that lawful? Did that follow the law?
No, in the days of Abacha. You understand? We were in the streets and we were locked up. So we know, when you say people are locked up, we know what it means in this country. You understand? We know what it means. Let me give you an example. When people are brought to court, go to the court premises, you see, people are brought to court under different conditions. Some are brought to court in the full splendor of AC and all these things. The accessories and all those things are there. Others are brought to court in Black Maria and all those things. So you see, even in that system of justice, you understand, there is still class.
No, but doesn't
so when we say people are locked up, I don't know if you are locking people up in a 5-star hotel, and we are celebrating that as is, like he said, it's a beginning. But we want to see how the whole thing will end up.
But it may seem to be a big problem we are already enmeshed in, if almost all Nigerians have turned out to be skeptics and cynics. How well can we start to change all of that? How do we make people start to believe, and that belief will all amount to some kind of result which you already believe before you get to see?
A former governor of this country is in the UK now. He's in prison there. And this same person was tried there. And for one technicality or the other, you understand, created technicalities, he was left off the hook. How do we bring seriousness into what we do? You understand? By ensuring that justice is not only seen to be done, justice is done.
Now, is it really peculiar to Nigeria alone? Because when you look at even international standards like the International Criminal Court, for the first time in 10 years, they've just been able to convict just one person some few months ago. So how would you relate that to the local scenario we're having, the local challenges we're having in Nigeria now in terms of fast-tracking justice?
Comparatively, give it to me, I'm a Nigerian. And when I talk of patriotism, my inclination is first to my country, Nigeria. You understand? I want, oftentimes we look outside for examples, but we want our country to, in the Committee of Nations, to be an example, a good example. It is not every time. Tell me one particular thing that somebody, a Ghanaian, will look at in Nigeria and say a good example from Nigeria, other than all these things we talk about. So I'm passionately involved in this Nigerian thing. I describe myself as a patriot. So the blood that runs in me is that type of blood that wants to see a Nigerian that is an example in the Committee of Nations. Not every time we say US, we look at US as a model. Human beings are people build US into a model.
That's exactly what we're talking about. I remember the start of last week, myself and my colleagues, we all talking about solutions using homegrown example, using the examples we can actually fetch from home without going outside and making examples with other nations. As rightly said, people built other places just the same way Nigerians are striving to build Nigeria. How do we change all of that? Because it will be very, very hard if we keep having cynics and skeptics in this whole process of transforming Nigeria. Now, we're not talking about transformation from the government angle. We're talking about the individual who is a Nigerian. How can we start making things work?
It starts from yourself, myself, every one of us, from our electoral system, from the values we turn out to our kids. The problem is deep-rooted, you understand, such that it has become our way of life. And except we start looking at it that way, we may just be scratching the problem on the surface. You understand? It is just an example of people that are arraigned that we're talking about. In fact, in our ways of life, our daily life, we commit crimes like no other person.
If we all agreed to a deregulated petroleum sector as a people, would that stop all the pilfering which you talked about in the oil sector?
I don't buy into. Look, let's check the history of this oil increment in the price of crude oil. I mean of the petrol we use here in Nigeria. You discover that we've been told different stories. Each time there is a need to, each time the government come up with its decision to increase, the stories are always, one story is always different from the other. We've been told, at the time we were told that the price of, we have to pay more for our domestic consumption because our borders are porous. At the time we were told that once you allow this, once you allow us to increase, there will be abundant life.